Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with We Write About Music, and today I'm speaking with all the members of Cyadine. They've just shared their newest single titled Hatespiration, and I'm super excited to talk to them all about it. Guys, I want to thank each of you individually for coming out. It is so much better when it's the entire band as opposed to just one guy. So thank you, and how's everyone doing today?
I'm doing
Doing pretty
spicy.
good.
Amazing.
Doing spicy. That's what I want to hear. What, what's going on in Michigan these days?
A lot of cold weather and very unpredictable weather, to be totally honest.
Nice. But it sounds like there's some music making happening. Is that correct?
There's a pretty cool scene we got going around here.
Very cool. Most of my family is in Michigan actually, so I get to hear about it occasionally. So that's nice.
I,
Yeah. Well, obviously, I brought you guys on because I want to talk about this single Hatespiration. It is perfectly heavy, it is aggressive, and it just kind of makes you feel good at the end of the listen. So I want to kick things off and kind of just get a background at what is it about? What does it mean to you?
okay, so it's basically about getting haters or people that send hate your way, and at first kind of reacting to it in a not good way, just taking it in and letting it consume you, and then realize, hey, instead of just making it depress me or whatever, you can use it as fuel to propel yourselves to prove all those people wrong and show them that they can't take you down with their hate.
I love that. So it's basically a positive message with a forward-thinking outlook onto it.
Exactly. Aggressive way.
In an aggressive way, of course. Yeah, so it's pretty rare that I get all the members of the band at once. So I'd love for everyone to go around the room and sort of introduce themselves and say what you do.
Certainly. My name's Noah Polston, and I play lead guitar and I sing backups.
I'm Eddie Knappenberger. I'm rhythm guitar, and I sometimes do backups.
I'm Aaron Gilbert. I yell into a microphone.
I'm Shane.
I am Bennie Knappenberger, and I hit things with sticks.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you guys. So yeah, I've got like 100 things to talk to you guys about, but I want to bring it back to the production because although everyone is very talented in their own right, sometimes it's difficult to hear when there's so much going on. So how did the song come together in the background and what's going on with like a behind the scenes look on it?
No. Let me start with me. The riffs just messing around in a drop tuning, and they kind of just I wrote one, and then the rest just kind of came together, and then brought it and we kind of, as we like to say, Cyadine it up and get everyone get their little
Sure.
in there. So, but we demoed it at the place called the Sound Shop, and like when was that? It was 2020.
Yeah, it's
What month?
I want to say
September?
Somewhere around like the end of 2020, I think. Maybe the
Yeah.
beginning of 2021. That actually sounds about right. But anyways, we did it there, and it was pretty different, structure-wise.
vocals for sure.
Yeah,
I
vocals
joined-
too, because I was still singing at the time.
Yeah, I actually I technically had my first rehearsal with these guys on New Year's Day of 2021. So
Damn.
and they gave me the original recording of Hatespiration, and it sounds completely different. But it had to have been made in 2020 because
Yeah, that's what
they
that
gave me a
actual song-
recording
yeah.
for reference.
Right.
Okay.
We did do it the original way where it was much longer and it had it had a different section in it and the chorus was different and the lyrics were different.
I plan on releasing it as like a
Oh, yeah,
B-side
yeah.
or like a deluxe version.
Oh,
of the
that would be
original
really cool
Hatespiration
too.
demo.
I want to make it public on YouTube. They gave me a private YouTube link to listen to it so I could like learn the words and whatnot.
Very cool.
Because all their other songs were already out on Spotify for a while.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or
So
had
this has been in the works for quite a while at this point.
We actually submitted it for what was that contest called?
It was
cover?
that TV show No Cover.
I've never heard of it.
Cooper and Lizzie Hale are the judges. There's a couple
Toes of
other
Ozzy.
people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you submit your song and like see how far it gets, kinda, wasn't it?
Yeah. And if you win, you get like this huge record deal and a bunch of endorsements. But
But long story short, we submitted it and we didn't I don't think they
lost us in the shuffle.
They lost us in the shuffle, but we paid for a meeting with Tom Zutat. He heard the song and dug it, and then recommended us to check out Kazian, and that was
February of 2021.
And then where did it go from there?
Well, I kind of little bit of a jump back in time. Me and Eddie had a lawn business when we were freshmen in high school.
Oh,
Okay.
And Ed Nugent's drummer currently is Jason Hartless, and we had known he'd went to the same high school as we did, and we ended up mowing his dad's lawn.
Out of coincidence.
Yeah. So I kind of knew Jason, whatever, and then after years later, when Tom said, "Hey, you should contact Chuck at Pearl Sound," I immediately was like, "Well, Jason's there all the time." So I texted Jason, and then we kind of went from there with Jason and Chuck and hashed it out.
yeah. He told me he was the first that my chorus sucked, and I was first was like, then I was like, you know what? I think he's right. Like,
and he would call us when he said that. He's like, yeah, you guys just take it, work on the chorus. We'll shave some bits down. Like obviously it was longer, it had more sections, and he kind of like made it, helped us make it kind of more of a single,
condensed.
more condensed, more accessible. And what was fun, call us, and he'd be like, "What if you were like, nah, 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 nah?" Like
I have
like,
recordings of that actually.
yeah. He would like, what if instead of like, buh, 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 you guys were like, nah, 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 like he would like just give
Good ideas
melodic
Sure,
ideas.
sure.
He'd be like, yeah, what if it was like this instead of that? And he would just do it over the phone. Like he'd just start singing. It was
And
really
I feel
cool.
like, ultimately it wored out, it's a lot better to be honest in music. You could be a yes man and turn out with a piece of crap. But at the end of the day, like you got to have someone to tell you what they think works best, and take it or leave it.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I came up with what the chorus is now in the bathroom at my job. I was in there and I was
like that.
phone and sent it to him. He's like, that works. And then we went to the studio and a few harmony like ideas and stuff and changes from there, and it became what it is today. So that was a really long story for kind of a short
That's okay.
answer.
That's exactly what I was looking for. It's the fun stories that make these fun. So yeah, I mean, considering that this is coming out at the top of 2022, I can hopefully assume that this isn't the only song that you guys have been working on in the past year or so. Kind of feel like a band that's throwing around ideas. How does it work in the process of like new music? Do you guys leave it to one person? Is it just like a slew of ideas coming in, or what's the process behind that?
Like, are you talking about writing wise?
Yeah, writing wise, just like introducing ideas. Is it a group effort? Is it one guy? How does it work?
It depends on the song.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sometimes 3 or 4 riffs or one riff, and then bring it to the band. And sometimes Shane will have riffs that'll bring to us. Sometimes Bennie will have groove ideas.
Yeah.
And
collective.
But what ends up happening is when they bring it, either they have multiple ideas or just one idea, and then we all kind of finish it off together. But it's usually one guy who comes in with a seed, and sometimes there'll even be 2 or 3 of us jamming, and we'll get stuff and then take it from there. But it's really random. It just depends on who gets what first, and who's there at the time when we bring it, and it's totally organic. This guy does this, this guy does that. It's like whoever has whatever works best. And Shane, it's I always say this because it never fails. We'll always be working on a song, and I'm like, God, we got to figure out a riff for this part. And Shane will be like, well, I have this, and it'll always fit perfectly. And it's usually like totally random. There's a riff in Hatespiration that we pulled from one of the pop songs he wrote just for fun.
I was
Really?
So
it was the beginning of COVID, and I was just writing random stuff, and I was like, hey.
There you go, man. Amazing. Very cool. So is it safe to say that there's probably more that's going to come out this year? I obviously don't want to spoil or give too much away, but there's got to be something.
It's going to be an EP called Formidable. We already talked about what it's called. So, but I think we're going to release another single within the next few months.
Yeah.
And then so hopefully the whole thing will be out late spring, early summer.
Yeah.
But we'll see how things go.
Sweet.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. You got to have goals. And this is not a question that I was planning on asking, but I've just got to know, because you're all sitting in the same room, who's got the longest hair?
That's a good question. Maybe Shane.
Yeah, probably Shane.
Yeah.
Either Shane or me, but
The crazy part, like 2 years ago, he had super short hair, like compared to all of them.
Yeah.
do this.
Well, no.
Yeah.
We're gonna need a straightener and a few brushes.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Shane longest. It probably is.
No, I guess if you straightened out yours, maybe. Yours is kind of curly and wavy at the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Great. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, it's just
It's all right. Save that contest for another time when we have the proper tools to figure it out. So I would also love to know about your guys' inspirations. Obviously, you've decided on this heavier sound, which is fantastic, but was it a fight to get there, or was it always going to go this way?
I think our looks give that away.
Try not to stereotype here, but you know.
Gojira is a big one.
Pantera.
Pantera was always our like top
Yeah.
inspiration.
Megadeth.
Definitely Megadeth. It
Metallica.
started off with Pantera, Megadeth, and Metallica, and then it's kind of branched out as we've matured and had more experience writing.
Being seasoned.
Being
Forgive me.
Shane, forgive me, but everyone likes Alice in Chains.
Everyone in this band likes Alice in Chains,
Except for me.
except for but mostly for harmonies and stuff, because that was like a big thing when I joined the band. I was and still am in another band that was kind of more melodic and not necessarily not heavy or not a metal band, but not necessarily heavy or like
the same thing as
super metal, but it's definitely different from this band. But the one thing that my other band did a lot was harmonies, and me and Noah both really love Alice in Chains, Jerry Cantrell and Lane Staley, and the way their voices mix and the harmonies and all that. So that kind of became more of a big thing when I joined the band, when me and Noah could, come together vocally.
Anthrax, Sepultura. Am I missing anybody really? But Slayer,
There's so many.
Testament, Overkill, Exodus.
We pick and take who we want to inspire from each song.
Yeah.
Hate. That was a joke on Hatespiration. But if we could give you like three, tell me if I'm wrong, but like thrash metal, groove metal, a little bit of grunge, and just heavy metal.
Yeah.
Those are the big four. So almost any band in those genres.
Most people's every time someone says you remind me of this person, most of the time it's a different band, and it's
Every time.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
I'm really happy you can't pigeonhole this to one band.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good to have sonic variants.
And if you listen to our first EP, it's definitely more thrash,
Sure.
but Inspiration is totally different, but not
Groovy. It's groove metal.
it's more groovy, but it's not like you can tell it's the same band.
your attention, you can pay attention, and it keeps. That's one. When we first made Hatespiration, Chuck's biggest thing, he said, people are just going to lose their attention span on this song because there was long pauses for vocals. But now that this is going to make people just stay.
Oh yeah, there's long periods in the song that there was no singing; it was just instrumentation.
I think the intro was like almost 2 minutes.
Which is a very thrash metal thing to do.
Yeah. I personally see nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, you kind of do have to make those little changes to attract the masses of people. So I understand it. You can have those private recordings for yourself, or put out the demos 10 years from now, or something like that.
Yeah, that was a big learning curve for us too in the studios, because we grew up on like thrash metal and stuff where there's like 2 minutes of no vocals, and we don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
But when you make a song be heard more for the actual song as opposed to like waiting, people get bored, attention spans are getting shorter.
I even
You
get
want-
bored. I even
yeah.
get bored standing up there. I'm like,
Exactly.
the intro is like still going. I'm standing there with the mic, and I'm like, all right, when do I get to start?
And it's like any heaviness or anything, it's just making the song more compact and more,
To the point.
to the point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And
Very cool.
The time it's just repetition.
Mhm.
So obviously your guys' love of music goes back to, whenever you first started enjoying music. I'd love to go around the room and hear from you guys. What is it that you enjoy the most about being an artist and like a creative as a whole?
I've actually been thinking about this recently too. It's kind of funny. Well, as I'm getting more in different bands, I mean, in the past year, Aaron showed me Gojira, and that's like my like my whole life was like Pantera. And now it's, I mean, Gojira too. I mean, I have a Gojira tattoo right here now. So
Awesome.
but I don't know. I think it's the idea of I listen to all this music that I like, and it's kind of just fun to make my own with a group of people who also gets it. So it's more of like that's theirs. I get to enjoy it, but this is mine.
I
Like,
understand.
Sheener.
It's actually funny. I used to hate heavy metal up until about, and then I
Yeah,
used
people don't know when that was. When was your freshman year?
when I was a freshman in high school.
What year was that?
But no.
Like 5 years.
And then once I picked up the bass, I don't know, something about it just like rang out to me, and I'm like, I'm kind of just gonna get into this, I suppose. And then at home, I'll just listen to all the music that I like to listen to, and then compile that, and then I'll either spew out my own kind of songs, or like I'll bring it here. And it's just the creativity. And how to lose my train of thought.
That was good.
Yeah, no.
What inspires you?
What inspires you?
Yeah. What do you like about music
I like the way it makes me feel.
and making it like what?
Yeah.
Most of the time when I listen to music, it's cool because there's all different kinds of music that can kind of encapsulate or even like turn your emotional state. Like if you're sad, you can listen to music that makes you happy. If you're feeling emotional, you listen to emotional music. I don't know, and then obviously making it kind of helps get everything out, whether it's anger or happiness or whatever. It's good to have a form of art that you can use to express your feelings in a productive way.
Let's pretend I said.
Love it.
What I really enjoy about making music is, so I was in percussion and drumline in high school, and drumline just keep the beat, make the tempo. Obviously there's like little snazzy stuff drummers can do, and then I started playing guitar in 7th grade, and then up to now, obviously. So what I really enjoy about making music is, instead of just following that strict sheet music beat and just listening to like other artists, like I like to make music that I enjoy listening to. And I know some artists, like not here in particular, but I know some artists like make music because they're just trying to like make it and get there. Whereas I want to do that, but my enjoyment in it is actually being able to create music that I just absolutely love listening to on my own time.
I mean, yeah, if you're going to spend the time making the music, it's got to be something you enjoy.
Right.
If you're going to put the hours and hours and hours of time into it, you should be able to pop it on at a moment's notice and jam out.
Yeah, mine kind of is similar to his, but my earliest memories are hearing music and just getting that feeling when you hear a really good song and just the goosebumps and like, damn, this is killer. And then the ability to do that yourself. And when you hear it and like if I wasn't me listening to that, I would get that same feeling. So it's like that, the ability to also make songs that affect people in that way. And then having them tell you that, or the lyrics or whatever, like relating to lyrics and be like, hey, I did lyrics of Hatespiration, I relate to that. That's a really cool feeling, because you know that feeling when you listen to other people's music and you relate to those lyrics. So getting that back.
Those are some great answers. Thank you, guys. And so obviously your music translates well live. And the obvious question here is, are you guys playing shows, and do you have anything planned soon in 2022 that you'd like to shout out?
Yes, we love playing shows. Not to be cliche, but I think we're a live band. We shine best live.
That's good.
Yeah. This year so far, February 11th, it's not really a show, but we are filming an actual music video for our mission at the Diesel Concert Lounge in Chesterfield, Michigan. We've posted about it on socials. There's flyers and stuff for more details, but we're really looking forward to that. It's gonna be our first video shoot. I don't think this has been announced yet, but I'm gonna say it anyways. March 19th, we're playing at the Diesel for this Hear This Fest. There should be soon. I mean, it better be. Yeah. But we got June the Diesel again, but it's starting off slow, but we're trying to be more picky and choosy with our shows as opposed to just taking whatever comes to us. So we know the shows that we do take, they really count, and they'll actually get us somewhere. But we those are the ones that we have cemented at the moment, pretty much. We plan on doing a lot of tour this year too, which is definitely.
Yeah, that's kind of the next thing I wanted to ask, and I'm glad that we started with this. We're recording this in January right now. We're right at the top of the year. What's the next year looking like for you guys? Or I guess in a perfect world, what would you like to happen that's realistic?
Touring.
Yeah.
Sure.
Recording more stuff.
Recording more stuff, which is definitely going to happen. All the other songs in the EP doing as well as Hatespiration did. And maybe even releasing a couple more at the end of the year that aren't part of the EP.
Probably.
That'd be really cool because we got some really cool shit that we're working on.
Yeah.
Growing our social media followings and our streaming followings, which is already happening thanks to the success of Hatespiration. So it's starting pretty well. But if all that stuff aside, if we could just put touring on top of that, it would be like perfect.
A dream come true.
Yeah.
Icing on the cake.
Very cool. Well, I'm looking forward to it personally at this point. I've got a couple more questions for you guys, and this next one I think is there's going to be some mayhem in your guys' room after I ask. If you had to pick one artist that you mentioned to collaborate with, who would it be?
Alive or Dead?
Yeah. No rules here.
I was about.
Is everyone going to say Pantera?
Just
really? Come on, 4 out of 5. Let's do one that all of us can agree on then.
Oh, Gojira. No,
Gojira.
Gojira.
I would say Gojira.
You know what?
Gojira and that's who. It's both of them at the same time. We would have
Pangera.
Joe and
Love it.
Joe, Rex, and Dimebag.
Yeah.
There.
No, I mean, yeah.
They'll just write the song for us. As a matter of fact. It's just
Okay.
No,
There's no wrong answers here.
tour together or
Oh, I don't know, just anything. Maybe like make a song together, get advice from production, anything along those lines.
because I don't dislike Gojira. They're not my favorite as compared to Pantera. But I'll say that because
But they're alive.
They are alive.
It can happen.
It's a possibility we could tour with them, and it's a possibility we could work with them to some thing. So we'll say that maybe they'll hear this and
Joe, I love you.
Joe.
Show your tattoo again.
I'll just ask out of pure curiosity. I've heard of them before. I know that they're still currently making music. Why am I missing out on them?
Because most of their discography is progressive death metal, but they've become and very recently,
Okay.
which makes
Winning
accessible.
Grammys.
And they're winning Grammys, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I've heard of them, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
a total genre change. That's probably why.
Yeah.
But they've always been melodic too, which makes them even more.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's one of those like my big rule is when I hear a new album, and I got this from our guitar tech Robert Pasquay. He when I was like younger, he always told me if you hear an album that just comes out, listen to it the whole way through, and if you don't like it, or even if you do like it, listen to it 3 times fully to be like, okay, now I know what's coming, and now I'm actually really honing in on certain things I want to listen to.
Yeah.
So that's for Gojira with me. Their new album was really good, and then their other stuff I had to like listen to a couple of times. I'm like, second, third time, I'm like, this is pretty good.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna make one recommendation if you haven't heard of them. Have you guys heard of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard?
Yes.
Carter Bradley.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with their record Infest the Rat's Nest?
No.
No, but we'll check it out.
Okay, so like they have this thing where every album is a concept, basically. Like they'll make like an acoustic rock album or like a super crazy like jazz record, but they went for the thrash metal, and it is just fantastic. I think just everything that you guys have named, it's like a little bit of everything on that. I would highly recommend you check it out. You might love it.
I love
I appreciate the recommendation.
Yeah.
Very welcome. Okay, I've got one more question for you guys, and it's how I like to close these up, basically. But what I want to know is for the person that is going to discover you from this, and for the person that is going to listen to your guys' music for the first time, what is an opening message that you'd like to say to them?
Damn, that's a good one.
Welcome to the family.
Yeah, there you go.
Come and give me a kiss.
Definitely give it the 3 listen thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doing the first one, but
Listen to Hatespiration 3 consecutive times.
Yes, and send it to your friends and tell them to do the same.
but
Buying our merch off of our website makes us a better band. So do
yeah.
that.
Yes, that is a proven fact, actually.
So,
We'll make you pretty.
if you like Hatespiration, definitely go back and listen to our first EP, Awaiting the Return. You might like that. It's a little more fast and thrashier, but you should like it. And then if you like us and want to support us, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, all that jazz, and share our songs and whatnot. And if you look us up on the internet, it's going to autocorrect it to Cyadide. Make sure you hit. You meant to say Cyadine instead.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Very cool.
People who do listen to us,
You better keep listening.
There you go. Make it clear. Guys, each and every one of you, I really want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your lives to do this. It's been a great conversation. And for everyone else out there, the band is called Cyadine with a D. The song is called Hatespiration. We'll have links to everything below this. Give it a listen. It's fantastic. Turn it up loud like how it was meant to be listened to. And I'm personally invested at this point, so I can't wait to see what else you guys come out with for the rest of this year.
Up with some stuff though.
yes.
Awesome. Send it on over. Thank you again. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day today.
Thank you.
Take care.
man.
Bye bye.